What an absolute firecracker of a match that was. I usually don't respond to individual match days in the Champions League. You guys know me by now. I usually do generic live streams going over the day's results, the implications of them, etc. But I thought last night to give it a go. And I thought if there was a game potentially that would give us something of like a great conversational talking point, this could be the one to keep an eye on. And boy, oh boy, it did not disappoint. Chelsea 4, Ajax 4 on match day 4 of the UEFA Champions League Group H 2019-2020 season. And from start to finish, we had end-to-end drama. A raucous beginning of this match with 2 goals inside the first 5 minutes. Stamford Bridge was stunned into silence with Tammy Abraham, unfortunate, nicking it into the back of his own net off of a deflection in the second minute. Even though the atmosphere in the stadium had gone quiet, Chelsea responded swiftly and resolutely with high intensity and flair. Christian Pulisic won a penalty for them in the 4th minute that was ultimately converted by Jorginho. And from then on out, it was a level game just inside the first 5 minutes. Frank Lampard's men came back so quickly. But Ajax, for the next 15 to 20 minutes, did a good job of stabilizing Chelsea's momentum. And they exploited the space on the right-hand flank that led to Quincy Promise's headed goal that was crossed in from the right by Hakim Ziyech. A wonderful pass and a wonderful header. My favorite goal of the game, if not for the Kepa Arrizabalaga own goal in the 35th minute that came off of his face. But I say that was my favorite goal over the Kepa own goal because it looked like Hakim Ziyech had claimed that for himself when he took the free kick and he had scored from such a tight angle that curved. But it was eventually ruled by the official to be an own goal. So inside the first 35 minutes, Chelsea found themselves 3-1 down, and 2 of their goals, they had put it into the back of their own net. And it's not very common to score an own goal twice in a single game. And if that wasn't bad enough for Chelsea, the real gut punch, Donny van de Beek tripling Ajax's lead in the 55th minute early on in the second half. I thought to myself, you know what? I thought 2 things. Turn the channel. I don't see how Chelsea's going to come back from this. Yes, football's a crazy sport, but Chelsea had basically been deflated at that point, even there was 35 minutes left to go. And the second reason I thought to myself was, this is typical Ajax, right? This is a team who last season and so far this season have shown they're more of an away team than they are a home team. We remember last year where they lost to Real Madrid and they turned things around in the second leg at the Bernabeu. Remember when they dropped points at home to Juventus in Amsterdam and had to turn around and win in Turin instead. So this is a team that, at least in my view, they come across as a side that performs better on the road than they do at home. And by most metrics, this was a better performance by Ajax than their loss to Chelsea in Amsterdam last month. But once Cesar Azpilicueta pulled one back in the 63rd minute, Ajax just capitulated. And they capitulated especially just a few minutes later when they had 2 players sent off. So to give you an idea of how unusual of a game this was, number 1, you had 2 own goals, and you had 2 red cards, and a team reduced to 9 players on the pitch. Now, there's a whole question of whether or not the first red that was given to Daley Blind was warranted. Others felt outraged that Joel Veltman was sent off as well just a minute later because he got into the referee's face. Players get in the referee's face all the time. Sometimes referees will ignore it. Sometimes they will not have any of it, and they will penalize the player and send them off. So once that happened, once Ajax had 2 players sent off, it was just a no-go zone for them for the rest of the game, and they were always going to be in survival mode. And again, there will be controversy because one of those red cards that led to the second penalty that was again scored by Jorginho. So congratulations to Jorginho. He had a brace in this game. But it'll leave a lot of question marks over the usage and implementation of VAR. And then from then on out, once Chelsea had made it 3-4, even though Ajax were still technically in the lead with 17 minutes remaining, this game was very much so in Chelsea's hands to go on and win it. And lo and behold, 3 minutes later, they found the equalizer through Reece James, and Ajax somehow found a way for the next 20 minutes, 16 minutes of regular time, and 4 minutes of added time to hang on for the draw. But that was not without trying. Michy Batshuayi had a good opportunity on goal in stoppage time. He failed to convert. For the rest of the game, the stats shifted so dramatically in the Chelsea's favor because by the end of it, they had registered 23 shots on goal, 9 of them on target, compared to Ajax's 8 shots on goal and 5 shots on target. What's actually kind of hilarious is that at halftime, when Ajax had the 3-1 lead, the stats at the end of the first 45 minutes showed that Ajax had four shots total, 1 shot on target, but 3 goals. And that 3 goals, that stat with 1 shot on target, being a testament to how unfortunate Chelsea were in having those mishaps at the back twice just inside the first half an hour. Should Chelsea have won this game? Yeah, they really should have. And again, controversy broke when it seemed like they had found the winner when their 5th goal was overruled. I believe it was overruled via a handball, but this new handball rule, it has to be under review. I don't like it. A lot of players, a lot of football fans don't like it. It's way too liberally applied. It's too subjectively applied as well. It's not uniform, and it was harsh. In my view, it was harsh to overrule that to the handball. I have no stake in this game. I don't support Chelsea or Ajax. But you could see the frustration on Frank Lampard's face when the goal was overturned, as well as the fact that despite all this drama with the 2 penalties and the 2 red cards, they only added 4 minutes onto the game. And the commentators that I was watching on TNT, they had it absolutely right. And Frank Lampard was furious. He was furious they only added 4 minutes onto the game. There should have been at least, I think, 6 to 7 minutes due to the amount of time that was stopped, the confrontation the Ajax players had with the referee over sending off Daley Blind, all of that nonsense and all the drama in total. There should have been more than 4 minutes, and I have a feeling if there was, say, maybe 6 to 8 minutes, Chelsea might have found the winner. But do you begrudge Chelsea for not putting away a 9-man Ajax? Nah, I don't, because I think the 5th goal was legitimate and it was wrongly waved off. And also the amount of stoppage time should have been more. But this was easily the most exciting game of the day, in my view, with you could say the Dortmund coming back against Inter, down 2-0 to win 3-2 at home, is a close second. But this game had it all. And I'm so glad that I decided to not flip the channel once Ajax went 4-1 up. Amazing stuff from Chelsea. Amazing stuff. And Ajax really don't have anyone to blame but themselves. And they'll be happy to come away with a point from this, even if they don't entirely control their own destiny for the remainder of this group. Because now Chelsea, Ajax, and Valencia, those 3 teams are on 7 points. Poor Lille, since Valencia came from behind to win 4-1 against Lille after initially being down at home. But I believe currently via the head-to-head, if I'm not mistaken, Chelsea is ahead of Ajax because they defeated Ajax on the road in October. So this group is going to come down to the wire. It's essentially a 3-way race for those top 2 spots with 2 match days remaining. I'm thrilled to see how it's going to unfold. And yeah, I mean, between Chelsea and Ajax, one of them will really want to end up topping this group so they can be a seeded team for the next round. Were Chelsea done dirty today? Kind of, I think. But there's also a question whether or not Ajax was done dirty as well. So, yeah, that's my response. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you soon. I will see you soon later on tonight during the live stream. Peace.